Hello, this is Reverend Angelia with today's Bible reading. Today's reading comes from Hebrews 4, Jesus the Great High Priest. Therefore, since we have a great high priest who has gone through the heavens, meaning, he was ordained by heaven, not by the church or other men, Jesus the Son of God, let us hold firmly to the faith we profess. For we do not have a high priest who is unable to sympathize with our weaknesses, but we have one who has been tempted in every way. Remember, the devil came and tempted him before he came into the fullness of his ministry, just as we are, yet was without sin. Because he died for our sins. He was without sin. He died for our sins, the perfect sin offering. Let us then approach the throne of grace with confidence, so that we may receive mercy and find grace to help us in our time of need. That's a hard thing as Christians. Have faith, have confidence. When the world around us is, saying, no such thing as God, no such thing as Jesus, sometimes it weighs on us. And it can be hard to have faith. But if we have faith, we stick in there, He promises us that it's all going to be okay in the end. Every high priest is selected from among men and is appointed to represent them in matters related to God, to offer gifts and sacrifices for sins. And that's in the Old Testament, the old way of doing things. He is able to deal gently with those who are ignorant and are going astray. And, we as humans have trouble with that sometimes, dealing gently with people who are ignorant and have gone astray. We want to use a little more forceful shove and be like, hey, are you ignorant? What is this about? But Jesus guides them gently. Since he himself is subject to weakness, because he was in a human body, so he knows what it feels like when you're tired, when you're hungry, when you're thirsty, when you're sick. He knows what this all feels like. This is why he has to offer sacrifices for his own sins. That's, a human priest has to do that, as well as for the sins of the people. No one takes this honor upon himself. He must be called by God. And trust me, sorry, killing a little bookmark here, sorry. Yeah, I can't even eat my Bible. But, yeah, when you're chosen by God, you know it. And he won't leave you alone. And you can push aside all you want. But he's going to keep making things come to show you that's where you need to be. I had a dream, where I was walking up this mountain and it was really hard and rocky and I kept stubbing my toe and falling down. And then there was a stream. And I decided to walk on the smoother area by the stream. And when I got to the top, Jesus said, see, you were trying to walk up this rocky and it kept making you fall and get hurt and everything. So he was showing me, by doing things my way, trying to do things the way I wanted to do, I kept falling down and stumbling. And then I also had a dream, where my angel friend took me up and let me talk to him again. And he said, the riches of the world are not for you. The halls of academia are not for you. To come up here is what you need to be looking at and to bring others with you. So when you're called, you know it, and there's no denying it, and God will keep calling you until you answer. So no one does take this honor upon themselves. He must be called by God, just as Aaron was. So Christ also did not take upon himself the glory of becoming a high priest. God assigned him to that. But God said to him, you are my son. Today I have become your father. And he says in another place, you are a priest forever in the order of Melchizedek. During the days of Jesus' life on earth, he offered up prayers and petitions with loud cries and tears to the one who could save him from death. Remember, even on the cross, he said, Father, why have you forsaken me? And he knew he didn't, but that was to fulfill everything that had been prophesied. And he was heard because of his reverent submission. Although he was a son, he learned obedience from what he suffered, and once made perfect, he became the source of eternal salvation for all who obey him, and was designated by God to be a high priest in the order of Melchizedek. So see, because he was the son, he could have been haughty and do what I want, because I'm the son of God. But that's not how he acted. He came in all humbleness, and even when he was scared to go to the cross, he prayed, not my will, but thy will be done. And he did this, 3 times to symbolize, the 3 days, the, threes that constantly occur in God's plan. So that's all for now. Until next time.